Yo, SojuTalk Nation! On this week's episode, we'll be covering Fuego releases from VICTON, Yedam, and Super Junior K.R.Y. We'll also be cooking up some spicy news coverage, including BTS and Big Hit donate $1 million to Black Lives Matter, Lisa swindled by a former YG manager, and Youngmin officially leaves AB6. So prepare your body, pack away your winter jacket because it's summertime. Hit me with that intro! Hey, what's up everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 90, and we're recording on Monday, June 8th, 2020. I'm Doug, and joining me today we got Warren.
Hey, what's up everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
And as a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on iTunes, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Sub to the SojuTalk YouTube channel, join the SojuTalk Discord, and be a part of the SojuTalk Nation. All right, announcements. So the boy group tier list survey is now closed. We had 135 responses, I believe.
Whoa.
Which is way, well, it's like 35% more than the last survey we did. We will be recording that video on Wednesday, I think, and we will try to get it to you all on Friday. So be on the lookout for that. Should be interesting. I'm a little bit worried, but I'm not worried about the results. I've seen the results. I kind of think they're okay, but I'm curious as to. I'm kind of worried about what other people will think.
Once YouTube attacks us, we'll discuss it then. Don't worry about it.
Okay, yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm messing up my screens real quick. Okay, I think I'm good now. Okay.
Okay.
So we are now at part 1 of SojuTalk episode 90, where we discuss big new releases, take a quick rewind, and hit you with the music show winners. Let's get it. So we're going to be covering 3 songs this week in the big new releases. The first one came out on June 2nd, Tuesday. It's VICTON with Mayday. Then we had on June 5th, Friday, we had Treasure's Yedam, his solo debut with Wayo. And then finally on June 8th today, which is a Monday, we had Super Junior K.R.Y. with When We Were Us. Okay, that's a lot of words. But let's go back to the top with VICTON's Mayday. So they are from Play M, which also houses A-Pink and Coming Up Weekly, I believe. They debuted in 2016. Their last 3 songs were Howling, Nostalgic Night, and Time for Sorrow. 12 music show wins so far does not sound correct. I don't think they have 12 music show wins, but I will check that.
Okay.
But before we get to that, Warren, what did you think of VICTON's Mayday?
I like how you chose me to go first. I mean, I don't know. I don't really see this often anymore nowadays, but I really like the song. I do.
Oh.
I feel like it's rare for me to say that nowadays. I've somehow become this character of spice and anger and criticism, but yeah, I really like the song. I'll let you know that it's something I enjoyed really much. It has a very sexy vibe to it. It has very distinct bass. It has like an almost industrial kind of distortion to the instrument and like the vocals and like production wise, it hits that dark concept really, really well, but like it also touches upon aspects that other groups haven't yet with like in terms of production. That I think that's really cool.
All right, before you keep going, they have 2 music show wins. I gave them an extra 10. They got two.
There we go.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I hope they get more music show wins.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is
Now,
a really nice song.
when you're saying the song is like sexy, right? Are you
Yeah.
talking about the song or are you talking about your boy Sungu? Which of the two is it?
Okay. I feel like I've brought up Sungo a couple times as my quote unquote man crush oppa. I'm not gonna lie. He a sexy looking guy. He a sexy looking man. I'm not gonna lie. But when he started rapping with like with those melodies, oh, dude. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is another level. Like,
So his actual role in the group is main rapper, but when we saw him on Produce X101, he was generally a main vocalist. So
he apparently is a lead vocalist and the lead rapper. What a
okay,
talented
that
guy.
makes sense.
Talented man.
I really liked his flow that he was using in his rap section. I thought that was really good. And I'm not the biggest fan of idol rapping in songs, but I thought he did a great job during the song.
What I thought was really, really lovely. What I thought was really, really awesome was that when I listen to a lot of idol rap, it's usually very overemphasized. Everyone's just angry. They're like always, rah, 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 like they're doing that. He was a lot more relaxed. He was a lot more chill. There was a lot of good groove to it. And because he does that, because he's not like going full force all the time, it's a lot more. There's a lot more room to breathe. It's not overwhelming. It fits in with the rest of the song. It was great. There's nothing to criticize there. I honestly like this verse more than the Hanse kid, the main rapper. Really.
I was going to say that because the contrast of styles was very apparent in the rap presentation. Like the other kid, what's his name? Hanse. Hanse. He was very up, like the typical up in your face style, aggressive rapping, and Sung was kind of there, like he chilling, he doing his sexy thing. I respect that. Before we keep talking about the song, so they use this set, right? There's that
set.
The
The
set.
one
It's
set.
it's like the circular set. It kind of looks like it could have been like a parking garage, but it's not. But it's just like this ring with multiple floors, right?
Yeah.
There have been like 12 music videos shot in this area. The ones, so I looked it up. The ones that I think were notable were Kim Lip's Eclipse,
Yeah.
Minso Zero, Soya Artist, Vic's The Closer, and Stray Kids Elevator. All of those were filmed in this spot. Now we have VICTON's Mayday. It's a cool set. It's just like, whenever I see this set now, I'm like, well, that's the set. Like, I don't know. But before we can talk, Anita, what did you feel about VICTON's Mayday?
Oh, I think the first thing I did notice was the set because I did recognize it from previous music videos. And I think that made me have this impression of this release as being very more memorable than their last comeback,
Howling? Yeah.
as far musically, but not very memorable visually, which is the opposite for Howling. So I remember the music video for Howling very, very well because it had a lot of really beautiful shots and the lighting was really great. But I had a bit of trouble remembering the actual song, whereas in this case, I remember the chorus more. I feel like it's definitely catchy, and I don't know. I feel like it can be either good or bad when the song doesn't have a lot of like rise and fall throughout it. I felt like it was very much in the same beat, like very stable, nothing too crazy going on, and I think maybe that's what makes it easier to remember. I think it can get a little repetitive at times, especially towards the end. But I don't know. I think as far as just being retainable, right, for people that listen to it, I think it's definitely doing its job.
Yeah, I agree with you on the visual aspect of this music video. I'm not saying that they look bad. I'm saying the music video itself.
Yeah.
I don't think this was the highest budget music video ever. Let's just say that. They did those, how do I call it, when they just bring out like lighting and smoke machines and hallway shots.
Yeah.
And those I don't think that's even low budget, but it's now compared to what everyone else is doing, that is now considered low budget. And also this music video has a lot of camera effects. So one thing I want to point out is in the last chorus, they do this slow-mo thing, which I thought I really haven't seen that before. I kind of like that. So they would slow down and then they would jump back to where it is in the chorus, right? They did that a lot. I thought that was cool. There was a decent amount of visual effects, but I kind of agree that at certain points I was like, all right, these are like one set. We got some flags, we got some lights, here's some confetti, here's a smoke machine. Like, you know what I mean.
If you watch the music video again, you will probably notice that there aren't a lot of cuts. And by cuts, I mean
Yes.
when the angle changes. It never does that. Well, it does every now and then, but like it's a lot less frequent compared to other music videos where it's more of a stylistic choice, right? Where the camera or the frame itself zooms in and then zooms out.
Yep.
Partially by stabilization, partially through digitalized video editing later. And I don't know. It felt like a stylistic choice that was partially also due to budget concerns because of the rest of the stylistic choices that you mentioned in the music video.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
I don't know where to.
I was agreeing with you. I was being a good friend. Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a terrible thing. It was just like very apparent to me that that's what was happening.
Right.
In terms of VICTON as a group, I still think they're a bit underrated. I know the word underrated gets thrown around a lot in K-pop, but I think relative to the music they're outputting, they doing, obviously they've done like a more darker sexy concept the last couple songs. They're one of the few groups, because they're a little bit older. They're in their year, I'm assuming 5 at this point, right?
Dang.
That they can pull this off and it feels genuine. Also, the group seems very tall. I don't know. They all seemed really tall because I know Sungu's tall and everyone seemed tall. But one thing I want to point out is after watching this music video, it's hard to know the different members of this group in terms of what they look like. Because it was
true.
And the thing is, like, I was watching it. It's like, okay, I know Sungu because he's doing a rap thing. I knew who the other rapper was because they were prominent. Even like the other member, I should know Byungchan because he was on Produce.
Yeah.
I was like looking for him. I was like, where he at? And then I finally realized in one of the shadowy parts that was him. I don't know if that's the best thing to do, but
I mean, at this point, when like you mentioned, they're 4 or 5 years in, I guess they're not as trying hard to push for individual marketing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, VICTON makes the decision always when they hit the chorus so if it's a choice between hype and vibes, they always choose vibes.
Right.
Whereas like other groups may choose to be hype. I kind of like that because it's their staple at this point, I would say.
Yeah, they've been doing it very early on, I feel, and it's always kind of worked for them. It kind of works for this song as well. Kind of works for their choreo. Kind of works for their style.
How much do you like this song though? Like really like this song?
I don't think it's the most perfect song to ever exist.
Okay.
If I had to pick 5 favorite songs of this year so far, this probably wouldn't make it. If I had to pick top 10 favorite songs of this year, it'll definitely make it though.
Definitely. Okay.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
I mean, I do have my qualms with it. Like the bridge at the end feels a little detached. There's a couple parts here and there where I'm a little less excited. I wish there was a little more distortion rather than the teeny itsy bits. I can't speak today, but I wish there was a little more distortion is what I was trying to say. I don't think it's the perfect song, but I will say they did a lot of stylistic choices that I haven't seen a lot in K-pop so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
that's
overall,
pretty dope.
I agree. It's a good song.
Yeah.
Good song. Go check that one out. It's definitely one that you would not skip if it came up on your playlist. But
No. I'll probably repeat it.
Let's move on to the next song. It's a YG song. We got some
man.
YG content. So Treasure's Bang Yedam. So he's going to be one of the members of Treasure whenever they debut. I believe it's in July. So he's getting a solo debut before the group debut. The song is spelled Wayo. So you may be like, why? It's Wayo, which means Y in Korean. It seems it doesn't like the way they pronounce it is not the way it seems when it's written. But they are from YG. Well, he is from YG. His debut is technically right now, so in 2020, and they don't have previous songs or music show wins. So this track Wayo was co-produced by Winners Sungyoon with lyrics co-written by Akmu's Chanhyuk. So that's something to know. I was impressed by this song a lot.
Really?
Now, I remember Bang Yedam when he was a fetus back in 2013 on Superstar K Season 2. I think he was 11 at the time.
He was little.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And he's been trapped in the YG basement all this time. Clearly he's been training up. Like, his vocal, crystal clear, right? I thought, and the feelings I got, I thought that this was like Taeyang light. And I also, from the song structure, got some Justin Bieber Love Yourself vibes. But that just might be me.
No.
And the guitar.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you on the Taeyang Light thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have some funny things to say about the music video, but let's talk about the song first. One other thing to point out is that the subtitling versus the actual lyrics was there was a difference. Let's just put it that way.
On the video?
They took some liberties in the translations. It wasn't literal translations like it normally is.
I mean, personally, as someone who frequently watches foreign media with subtitles, it's, indirect translation's not a bad thing when used appropriately.
Yeah, it was just like certain things, like he's talking about the sky, and then sky is not in the subtitles, and I was like, So I don't know if you know a decent amount of Korean, go check that out, because there wasn't like it was. Even some people in the comments were like, I don't speak that much Korean, but I feel like is there a difference in the subtitling? That's what I saw from like 3 comments.
Interesting. I wonder if it's meant to be like an English version of the song. Like that's what the subtitles are.
Right, I
Like
was
it's
about
not
to
a
say.
direct translation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because maybe there's more nuances that just translate if you switch up the words a little bit. So I don't know. It's just something I noticed. But Anita, what did you think of Wayo?
Well, I was very hesitant about this song because, as we mentioned before, this is a debut for him before the group debut of Treasure. Um, and to be honest, I feel like this seems very, very much in line with Bang Yedam as an artist. I think,
Mm-hmm.
because he's been doing like a couple of things, like side projects before during Treasure, and I don't know. This seems very much in line with that kind of stuff that he was doing before. So this makes sense to me for him. Um, I don't know. It felt very, very slow at first because I felt like there was much of a build up with the acoustics, and then it hits like the end, and then you hear like more of the instrumental at the end. And I kind of wish that had happened a little bit sooner. I don't know. I think I get why, because I feel like there's more of a impact towards the end because you wait so long, and then towards like the last third of it, then you hit them with the rest of the instrumentals. But I kind of wish there was more of it earlier on, a little bit earlier on, just because it did feel a little slow.
I have a question, Anita.
Yeah,
Do you think this song would have benefited from a little bit of choreo in the chorus?
I think it could have.
Right?
I feel like it could fit. I don't think it's
Yeah.
absurd to think choreo would fit.
I felt he could have done a little. Really? You don't think so?
You what? No. Why would you no? Dancing in this? Nah.
I feel like it would have been
What?
like
It would have been
like a
great.
like an add-on thing. I don't think it's like absolutely necessary. I feel like it
Yeah.
would stand by itself. But if it did happen to be in there, it wouldn't. I feel like not too much, of course.
No,
I don't think
but like
a whole
you know,
dance sequence.
you know what I mean. The feels choreo. You know how they do some like male
Spinning
artists
like
do
a
it
little
sometimes.
spin.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, come on, fam. All right, not that choreo. If he did that, I'd be like this trash choreo. But
I mean, I actually have a different take on what
okay.
Anita you just said, right? Because you said
Mm.
that you felt like if the instrumentation there was if there was a more of an emotional ride with the chorus and the way more the way music is traditionally, right, with pop music, instead of waiting till the very end to let out all the instrumentation with the drums and the flutes and they're not flutes actually, they're the flipping the Irish woodwind something.
there was some kind of wood instruments going on. You know,
I
That's
hate
definitely-
that wood instrument. My goodness.
I got a wood instrument right here. But
Nothing came out.
wait, it didn't?
No, I didn't hear it.
No.
I
What?
mean, it might be in the recording. Don't do it again, please. Okay. I actually think different. I think the intention was different. I don't think they were waiting until the end for an emotional explosion, because I think if they were trying to do that, they would have gone way more drastically like explosive.
Bigger?
Right. YG loves doing that. Future Bounce, he's also the main producer behind this, loves doing big, gigantic productions. They didn't do any of that there. I think the intention here is, hey, we have this kid called Yedam. He is a good singer. I want you to listen to his voice
Oh, okay.
without
Yeah,
any
yeah, yeah.
distractions. I think that's what it is.
Very stripped down.
Right. It's very raw. It's very minimal. There's not a lot going on. There's the guitars, most of the song, and that's it. And I think in that aspect, if my guess of that intention, if that was correct, I think it worked.
Is he gonna
Kind of.
be one
And
of
I
the
think-
main vocalists of this group, Anita?
Yes.
Is he's in vocal line, right? Or is he?
Yeah,
dance line?
yeah,
Is
for
he
sure.
Has
vocal?
to be. He's great.
Okay.
He's great. I will say, however, I'm not gonna argue that he is probably one of the most impressive vocalists that I've seen this year. However,
No.
it does kind of drag on.
A little, yeah.
A
I can see
little.
that. I
But
really
I-
like the song.
yeah.
I found it really catchy. Can I make takes about the music video now?
Oh sure,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. What's so funny about the video?
There was like bad creepy vibes from a certain point through this. No, there is. All right, let me explain. There's a scene, right, where he's lying on the floor and the floor is covered with pictures of the girl, right?
Okay.
Is that not creepy?
Okay.
Stalkerish.
You know what? I was more scared of the amount of money he spent on ink than on the pictures on the floor. But to talk about it, number one, I thought that was creepy, right? And then there's the scene where she's at like the diner restaurant thing with the guy she's on a date with, and he's like hella creeping, right? Now, at this point, she is over their relationship enough to go be seeing other people, and he's still here creeping, writing her creepy notes, right? This episode today, we have a lot of life lessons. The first one is, if he or she says it's over. Don't be a creep. It's over.
I mean, okay, how old is the kid? Like 16? Like
also, he's laying down on highways at the end, fam. Don't do that.
It's just for the drama, the theatrics,
He's young. People are kind of funny when they're young.
I'm telling you, if you play like horror music OST with this music video muted from a certain point, you think she gonna die at the end.
Man, no. I think you are a little too personally invested in what's going on.
I was I've been watching movies lately, so that might be a thing.
I don't know what movies you're watching, but you
don't think it's kind of creepy when she's out at a restaurant with another guy and he's looking in the window at her?
Okay, no. To me, that was like the dream state 방해담. It's not 방해담 in real life.
Well, it's in real life because he was writing a note and he gave it to her and she ripped it up. So.
Ooh.
Okay, maybe that part's real, but like, who in their right mind decides to print all those pictures and then decides to rent a big room so that he can lay around?
Murderers. That's my point.
No. Look.
I'm not saying 방해담's a murderer. I'm just saying whoever made this music video,
Man, Treasure fans, if you guys are listening, he just called your main vocalist a murderer.
I did not call him.
This guy.
I'm blaming the director of the music video, whoever directed it.
I think it was supposed to be like a metaphor, He can't stop thinking about her,
Yeah. He has mental images in his head that he can't remove,
Can I talk about another YG music video while we're here? So
why are we doing this?
I was thinking about these things. So I felt that this was like a eyes, nose, lips light, 눈, 코, 입 light. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If we think about that music video with Taeyang, right? He and Hyorin, that's her name, right? Min Hyorin, I think, were broken up when he wrote that music video and they dropped it, right?
Right.
And then and then she appears on the wall and he like burns it down at the end, right? How ballsy of a decision was it to include his like ex-girlfriend in that sense in the music video?
I'm sure they were back together when that happened.
But still, he wrote a whole song that won Daesangs for his girlfriend. Like that is a swag move. Let's be real here. I wish I could do something 10% as swaggy as that in my life.
There has to have been a point where Taeyang sat down with his girlfriend and he was like, okay, look, I know this is going to sound kind of weird, but you know how I write songs? I wrote one about you while we were broken up. And I filmed a video too. And you're in it. Kind of. I'm sure that happened.
Isn't that the most risk it all type of thing ever? Like I think that's one of the most romantic things in the history of K-pop.
I think it could go either ways.
Yeah, we're just saying that it was creepy. Make up your minds. Is it romantic or is it creepy?
No. I was saying that the one we're talking about, Wayo, is creepy. I'm saying that the 눈, 코, 입 thing is legendarily like swaggy. What he did.
Okay, so I mean, look. So he when he was broken up with his girlfriend. He decided to take her picture and then burn it in the music video. That's not creepy. That's romantic. While they're broken up.
I don't know.
Dude, you're the one who started this. Just saying. I'm just saying.
No.
I think it's romantic.
But the difference is that in the 방해담 movie, there's no strings attached. There was no actual meaning in his life about what's going on. Because I doubt he's dating the actress. Where in Taeyang's 눈, 코, 입, he has a relationship with the girl.
Yeah. So. You're telling me non-fiction is not creepy, but fiction is creepy.
The only point I'm trying to make was that him doing that in the 눈, 코, 입 music video is legendary.
It is. I'm not gonna lie.
It was an artistic risk.
It's a huge risk.
Gigantic risk.
Let's say it did not work out with her, right? And then he has a future girlfriend in the future, and she's like, "Bro, you made this music video and you have her in it. Don't you think that's like a big risk, sir?"
I mean, realistically speaking, he probably wouldn't be able to date anybody else. Like, after all that.
That's the only point I was trying to make. That's why I'm saying it was a well worth it risk. But
let's bring it back to 방해담.
I am now super excited for Treasure, even though I know no one else in the group.
Oh, that's good. Good. I hope this is the reaction most people have. You know, like this solo debut gains interest.
I am kind of not in the same boat.
Really? Why?
Now I want more Pangedam solos, and I know that that's.
I
Not gonna happen.
heard that sentiment too. I heard that too.
Yeah, I don't. Because he's what he's gonna join like a hip hop, boy band that with like 3 rappers, or I'm guessing more, with like dark boy concept, and they're gonna be like, yeah, hard choreo, and then like I'm not gonna
He's
get
gonna
any
be
of these
lost
anymore.
in the sauce among all the other kids.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, and the thing is, it's like I know he got a solo now, but getting solos at YG is a bit of a struggle for everyone else. Not gonna name some names here, but they in your area, sir. But I think we're good on that, right?
Yeah, it's a nice song.
It's a nice song.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the last one. So today on June 8th, Monday, we had Super Junior K.R.Y with When We Were Us. So they're from SM, debuted back in 2006. So they old as hell. Their last songs were E.I.E.I.O. with Super Junior, and then I think as K.R.Y they released Join Hands and Promise You, and they have 56 music show wins so far with Super Junior. So K.R.Y is Kyuhyun, Ryuk, and Yesung, right? I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This is a ballad.
Straight up.
Straight up ballad. Yeah.
They're all good. They're just flexing at how good they are at singing and how experienced they are as vocalists. And my favorite part was the harmonies they started to do at the end, because I felt that the first half of the song was a lot of you go, then you go, then you go, right?
Yeah.
It felt like 3 solo songs until they came together towards the end for me.
Yeah, they said we go, and then they all went. I thought you would 100% say veteran flex instead of senior ballad flex. That's out of your lingo. You always say veteran flex.
I'm changing it up, sir.
Oh,
changing
my
it up. I'm gonna, you're probably like, it's a ballad, right? Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, it's a ballad. It's a very traditional ballad from start to the end.
It is very traditional, super traditional.
There's the piano, every quarter note, there's the guitars, there's strings, violins, and then they're like, singing. What is very different is that they're not singing about a breakup. That's how often do you get that in a ballad like this? Very rare. They were singing about it seemed like they were singing about their past, and how they used to be, at the peak of everything, and like it almost feels like a fan appreciation song. That was pretty dope. It seems like idols like doing ballads with fan appreciation songs. I feel like that's a common combo, and they just happen to pull it off really well because coincidentally they happen to be very good singers because they happen to be the vocal line of Super Junior. You feel
Right.
But I mean, Anita, you
Yes.
like Super Junior, right?
I do.
You've seen other stuff from K.R.Y, right?
I have.
Right. This isn't the first thing from K.R.Y.
No.
Do you like this compared to the other K.R.Y releases? Because I have no idea what they've done up until this point. I know they were balladists. Kyuhyun is famous for being a balladist.
Yes.
I don't know what the
Balladier.
balladier. Okay.
Balladier.
Okay.
Wait, no. Kyuhyun on New Shinsoyugi, New Journey to the West. He was always like, "I'm a ballader. You're a rapper to me, no. He's a ballader."
Ballader.
So with this trio of balladers from Super Junior, how'd you feel relatively to their other discography?
To be honest, I've always liked their songs or their performances where they kind of emphasize not only like their vocal quality, like how well they can sing, but like their strength in their vocals, if that makes sense. Because I feel like all 3 of them can belt, like stereotypically belt out. So I feel like, yes, this kind of song is very, very beautiful, very, very stereotypically what you would expect from a ballad. I think a lot of comments were also saying this is very much in the realm of what a drama OSC would be like.
Yes.
So something that would be accompanying some sort of movie or drama or something. and I feel like that totally makes sense. That's the feel that you do get from this. But I don't know. I kind of was hoping they would do something where they do flex their ballad ability, but in a way that seems like stronger. I think my favorite song from K.R.Y has been their version of Sorry Sorry, which is Sorry Sorry Answer. And I don't know, it's still very much, it's not too different from the original, but it has like this like R&B ballad type of sound, and they belt out and all these high notes and runs, and it's really really nice. So I feel like this is still really good from them, and I'm happy that they still get to do this. But I do wish it had been stronger.
You wanted that power vocal thing.
Yes,
Is that what you
a
wanted?
little bit of the power vocals.
Yeah, I've seen them do that a couple of times here and there. But I do feel like because of the topic of the song, it might have been a little inappropriate. I do see that sentiment though. It would have made a lot more sense if it was about a breakup and how they're drinking soju at the nearby pub because they're sad about breakups. But that's not what the song is about.
Are you lonely?
Right.
You sound depressed.
No.
Okay.
Now I'm questioning myself. Now I don't know if I am. Oh man. Having a bit of an
I don't know why. I don't even know why I asked that.
I'm having a bit of an existential crisis.
Maybe I'm projecting onto you.
Oh no, Doug.
Doug.
Who knows?
Do you want to meet single women in your local area?
What?
No, not right now. But
Not now.
there's not too much to talk about this one. It's just a solid ballad. It's I agree with Anita. It's very OST-ish, right? So
That's really ironic to say, actually, now that I think about it, because like back when these kinds of ballads were the main in the industry, drama OSTs kind of weren't like this. And then
So they switched.
they
right.
they were epic-y, like back in the day. Drama OSTs.
They
I thought.
were, yeah, they were epic-y. Well, the ballad ones were epic-y. They were always like a huge, like, a lot of symbols and whatnot, and like it was, very like belting, like Anita said. But now that I think about it, all the drama OSTs are always ballads nowadays. Why is it like that?
Because there's romance and romance needs balance.
Oh yeah, that's pretty fair.
Now we're back to relationships. But
Oh man.
let me just transition. I don't think there's too much to talk about that one. But other songs that were released this week include Ha Sung-un's "Get Ready" that came out today, and also B2B's Eungwan. He came back from the military recently. He's been on like every single variety show. I see him all the time on TV. He came out with "No One Knows," which I think is also a more of a ballad type song. But now we're at a quick rewind. So back on episode 87, we reviewed Raiden X Chanyeol, Yours featuring Ihae and Changmo, Bandits Jungle, and TXT's Can't You See Me. I know that Warren really liked that Yours song, right?
Yeah.
That was his jam. It has no sticking power for me, fam. I'm sorry, sir.
I've been listening to it, but only during like I have like a morning playlist that I wake up to, and then like I listen to while I shower. It's on there, so I listen to it like once every 2 days or so because I shuffle through it. I don't actively look for it, to be honest with you. Yeah.
I really like Can't You See Me still, but I will admit that I do like Runaway more, their last release. After I've listened to it a bunch of times.
I actually went through a whole TXT listening phase like a week or so ago. I have to say, 9 3/4 is my favorite.
Really?
Bro, y'all hated that song back when it came out.
I know.
Well, I'm
I
still
know.
on the other the
Okay.
other side.
I
guess.
came
I
around
was-
the full 180. That's what happened.
that was like top 5 songs for me last year. That one was in it, I believe.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do now? Last year's over. It's 2020 now. My opinions have changed.
Can we go
because
back? Can we
No.
go forward?
If I were, no.
No, we don't want to go back because we have to do this again. Let's go forward. 2021. Hey. But Anita, have you been listening to any of these songs or have any difference of opinions on them?
I think for me, I've listened more to TXT, and I feel like I've listened to it in the sense that I've wanted to get into it, to be honest, because I feel like it's a good song, but it wasn't grabbing me as much as a lot of their B-sides. So I feel like I've listened to TXT and this comeback, but not this song in particular. Like I mentioned before, their B-sides were more what I liked, I know they came out recently with another music video for one of the B-sides called Puma, I believe, which was very interesting. The music video, very interesting. A lot of like visuals with like, I don't know, the choreography is very like animalistic. I don't know what to call it. It's interesting. But I guess ironically, I've listened to that the most out of the three. Can't You See Me?
Interesting. But the K-pop oldie of the week is FT Island's Lovesick, which came out in 2007, and I think it is by far FT Island's best song.
I have to look up the Korean title.
If you go listen to it, Warren, you'll know exactly what song it is.
Yeah, no, this song was big.
This song was big. This is the song that made Lee Hyung-gi like a star, essentially. But now we are at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
All right. So for the show on Tuesday, Monster X's Fantasia had its first win. Yep. And on Wednesday on Show Champion, Baekhyun's Candy had its first win as well. Then on Thursday on M Countdown, NCT 127's Punch had its fourth win. On Friday on Music Bank, Baekhyun's Candy had its second win. On Saturday, Show Music Core, there was no show or winner, but on Sunday, Inkigayo, Baekhyun won again with a total of 3 wins for Candy so far.
On the Baekhyun encore stage for Candy after he won the award, some of the other members came out to support him. I think it was like
so
Chanyeol,
nice.
Kai, and I think Chen were all there to like cheer him on. So that was pretty cool. You know, I know the part one's a little bit short this week. There's a lot of interesting news right around the corner. So we are now at the end of part 1 of SojuTalk episode 90. If you are listening to the audio version, sit tight. And if you are on YouTube, head over to the episode 90 part 2 video. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.